guys, I'm with Van, and he comes to us from Southern California.
Yes.
And did a Zoom meeting with him some time ago. Really enjoyed the man, and he's really kind of well researched. He really knows about what we do here at Anderson Podiatry Center, and also has a lot to say about COVID, I guess, the vaccine and nerve damage that can be had from that. And if you're listening, it's something I don't see a lot of, but I do see it. And I think it's important that you hear what he has to say about it, and he can kind of share the story of what he went through. And there's stuff going on with nerve problems and the vaccine, and I think it's good for you to hear the side of that equation. So I'll let you take over from there, man. Just kind of go over your history for everybody listening.
In early, I think it was February of 2021, I had some severe sciatic issues, and I've always had lower back pain. And I was sent to a neurologist, and he diagnosed me as having some mild neuropathy and just kind of some numbness in the bottom of my feet and some tingling. He said nothing of concern. But then in March of 2021, I took the J&J vaccine, and just the one dose. And within a matter, I think, of days, if not weeks, all of a sudden I started to experience some really severe pain, and it was really kind of, it went I guess unnoticed is not the right word, but I didn't, what I associated this with was the sciatic pain. I was having severe sciatic that was radiating down to my left upper leg, and so all of a sudden I started to experience lower leg pain, but I didn't think about this, but it was both legs, not just the one, and the pain started to ramp up, and it would be especially bad at night, and it would ramp up into the 8 or 9, so much so that I wasn't getting any sleep. And of course that was going on at the same time as the lower back. I think I went between March and June, I went to I think urgent care, to emergency 3 times at the hospital. And they, again, would just associate this with the sciatica, and they would give me some real severe opioid type narcotics and send me home. Finally, in June, they admitted me to the hospital, and because I hadn't slept for a couple of weeks, and now the pain, and now too, I'm starting to experience some weakness in my feet that's making it somewhat difficult to walk. So they put me in to the hospital. I think I was there for about a week. The getting me to sleep was a big part of it, but that was, and they did all kinds of tests at that point in time, and they really couldn't come up, at that point in time they knew that something was happening other than sciatica, and so they, but they didn't know, they couldn't really determine what it was after MRIs, and I think they did spinal taps. I think they did at that time the shot in epidural for the sciatica, which eventually did take away the sciatica. Went, excuse me, to a neurological surgeon, and about I think in August, and he then set me up for a laminectomy to deal with the back issue, and again, by this time it's the symptoms that I'm having. They diagnosed this as chronic inflammatory demyelinating neuropathy, and no, they couldn't determine what the cause was. One of them did one of them did indicate, at this point in time, I'm associating all of this with the vaccine. One of the neurologists did indicate that he felt like that was probably the case, but they really didn't have any solutions. They did set me up for infusion treatments, that because there is some kind of a with vaccine, there's some kind of a No. Yeah, it's replacing hemoglobin is the treatment. But anyway, there is some kind of severe reaction to the vaccine that the infusion, but that I didn't react well to. I did for 4 months and it didn't react. But I just gradually just kept getting worse and worse, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but then pretty soon I go from cane to a walker to just hardly being able to.
This whole time you have drop foot, right? Drop foot.
And now I have left foot is extreme drop foot. Right foot is not quite as extreme, but still very much the same.
And so you found out on YouTube about here, right?
So then I finally, after about a year, I started to see, because the neurologist said, you just have to live with this. This is we don't know what the cause is. We don't really have any answers for it. Take gabapentin. I was taking morphine and Percocet, and just was hardly. And that was when I started to go on to YouTube and determine I've got to figure out what is happening. And and there's some wonderful research available there. And that was when I started to find out the metabolic therapies. So nutrition, I changed my nutrition. I started to do LED treatment. I did neural electro therapy,
like laser,
and all of those things. And I started to experience at least whatever the neuropathy symptoms that had to do with my energy level, and there was some improvement there, but not to the degree that I hoped for. I put in into YouTube neuropathy and vaccine nerve damage, and came up with Anderson Podiatry, and there was a Kim that was a
very similar
history, very similar, younger lady, but same thing, severe drop foot, and just had wonderful results. I was so encouraged by that. So I researched Dr. Anderson. I was so amazed by our time on Zoom. You didn't oversell at all. It was clear to me that you had lots of experience. You had wonderful testimonies on your website, and I think the main thing I responded to is you were saying, there's no guarantees, but we won't leave you worse off than you were. And I felt like, in the research, and frankly, it makes sense. When you say it's like carpal tunnel, that I can see where the nerves might have been inflamed by the vaccine. And I remember right after that vaccine, my feet and legs swelled up like sausages. And I can see where they would be under restriction. So it just made sense to me.
I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Because you got about halfway there. I'm gonna quiz you.
Sure.
Can you describe to people listening what happened? Maybe this is with the vaccine, what it did to the nerves, and then why it affected you, and what I tried to do to help with it. And I'll fill in if I don't want to put you on the spot. But do you understand what the process might be?
Yeah, I think what is happening with the vaccine, and I'm not anti-vaccine. I think I'm just one of those people
Right.
that were harmed by
Right.
it. And
Right,
there's quite a number of us out
Right.
there that were harmed in a different way.
Right.
And I think what it does, as I understand it, it crosses the blood, because it not only affected my legs, it
Right.
affected the way I thought,
Right.
everything.
Let me kind of shortcut you here,
Sure,
just
go ahead.
because of time.
Yeah.
I just want to say for people watching that, I mean, I don't want to get into the biochemistry of it too much because I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
you may know more than I do about some of this, but I just think in real simple terms, it just damages the nerves.
Yeah.
And things damage nerves, drugs damage nerves, there things can. But the people that already had tunnels that were tight,
Yeah.
then those people are the ones that get the symptoms, because if you now have a damaged nerve from a toxin, maybe some toxin in the vaccine, then that makes the nerve more sensitive to the compression that was already there. And so that's kind of where I come into play then.
Yeah.
I can go in, and you come in and you had an exam, and we could see that your tunnels were tight from the exam.
Yeah.
And so that compels me to be able to open them up, and so that's the basic idea.
I think
yeah.
the vaccine can turn your immune system against you.
Yeah,
and,
probably could.
And then
Yeah.
I think that in
That's
the process,
chemically
it
does
attacks
that.
those areas that you're already experiencing some problems.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, something that's very mild ends up to be
Yeah,
very severe.
because I have seen it. Seen a lot of people with it mild, and not as many, as severe as you.
Yeah.
But so far, I mean, I'm going to pan down here. So you've had surgery on both legs. He's going back to California today, folks.
Yes.
Back in the Santa Barbara area. But so left foot's still pretty drop foot. It's maybe a little bit better, but might be not any change yet. But
Yeah, I don't feel...
because this was the bad side, and this side we just did 2 days ago, and you can already tell it. You can tell it's more stable already and moving better. And okay.
Yeah, left foot, I don't feel like it has been improved to any dramatic type.
Dramatic amount.
But what I do feel is that it was still worthwhile in that the reason I'm here is it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse.
Correct.
And
Stop
I feel
the progress.
Like, I feel like hopefully what we've done is we've done something that will, as I go back to doing those good things,
when you go back,
it will improve somewhat from
there.
What it is. The right foot, definitely, I really have hope for it.
Right.
It's only been since 2 days.
Exactly.
This is the second day since
but
the
he
surgery.
can tell already. His wife said he walked it better yesterday.
Yeah, I can already walk
without his
better,
walker.
and
Good.
The movement is better. And,
Good.
This has been the surgery, everything. There wasn't, just for your potential patient, it's amazing. There was 3 incisions on each leg. The pain has been
pretty minimal,
really pretty minimal.
Right.
And I'm just very pleased with the professionalism. To me, this was a really good decision.
I see your wife over there. Do you have anything to say?
Just that we're so happy and grateful that Ben found Dr. Anderson on YouTube. I think it's really quite a miracle.
Okay, great. Appreciate it. So I'm going to say goodbye now. I mean, these are the wraps he has on, folks listening. And like he had a tunnel opened up here, down here, back on here. And probably watch other videos. We've got other videos. Kim's a good one to watch about what we can do for you. So just, I guess I'll conclude by saying go to our YouTube channel and consider subscribing. And don't worry if you've had the vaccine and you have some symptoms. It's real. We have a lot of people commenting and such on YouTube. And so we keep moving forward in our lives. Things happen and we'll just keep moving forward. And I just want you guys to know, listening, that this is something that could be an opportunity for you, especially if it's pretty bad, maybe something that you could consider doing. And I would advise you too, don't wait in some regards, right? Don't let it progress.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
I will, like you said, Doctor, I think if I'd been here earlier,
right?
We would,
if it's progressing,
but it's been, really kind of because the neurologist just said,
Right.
there is no hope.
Exactly.
There is no hope
Yeah.
for you. You just have to live with it.
Right.
And here's the narcotics
So
to help you.
we're trying to say to the world, there is some hope. So
Yes,
there
there
can
is
be
hope.
folks. So
Yes.
thank you for the energy and time you took to come here, and
Yeah.
hope you had a
Thank
good trip.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thanks for watching, everybody. And thank you, man. Okay.